Chechen battalions are special units characterized by their national composition. It may seem they are ordinary units that serve in a common system together with other Russian soldiers and special forces. However, this is far from the case. Today we will find out how the special forces actually feel about Chechen battalions. Why do many officers, especially from FSB and SOBR, dislike them and prefer to have nothing to do with them? So, as of today, there are just over a dozen different Chechen units. Most of them are part of the Russian National Guard, which was created in 2016. This includes the most famous special units Akhmat and Terek. By the way, you should not perceive the National Guard of Russia as something similar to the National Guard of the United States. This organization is based on combat units that used to be part of the police force. They do not have tanks, attack helicopters, and heavy artillery. Most of their weapons are small arms, armored vehicles, and BTRs. Apart from the Russian National Guard, there are Chechen battalions in the army too, but they are poorly represented. Only 3 of those are known, named Akhmat West, North, and East. The total number of soldiers in all battalions in the army and the National Guard is around 20 to 30,000. So, why do the Russian special forces prefer to have nothing to do with them and obviously dislike them? There are several reasons. As we know, the FSB and SOBR special forces have actively taken part in the Chechen War. Many of them still remember what happened there. Many of them lost their comrades in battles, and have generally remembered this war as one of the most filthy and dishonorable ones. Not everyone agrees with that, but a lot of Russian special forces officers demonstrate a great deal of concern in private talks about the possibility of those battalions turning against them. At the moment, the largest training complex for special forces has been built in Chechnya. Competitions of various units from all over Russia are often held there, but some Russian officers simply refuse to go there. This is what the Moscow SOBR did a few years ago. They believe that showing their faces, their capabilities, and combat experience in Chechnya is unacceptable. It's not the best idea to demonstrate our strengths and weaknesses, since this can be used against us. Russian Spetsnaz operators are especially surprised that someone deliberately tries to gather them in Chechnya, despite there being many training centers suitable both for practice and competitions across the country. What's more, it is known that since as far back as the 2000s, there are regular requests from the Chechen Ministry of the Interior concerning Russian Special Forces operators, their names, addresses, personal data, information about which combat operations they participated in, and many other details. Some operators tie this to mere data exchange. Others believe that they are being targeted. Those in the army are also wary of them. They remember that many Chechen commanders did their military service in the Soviet army. The leader of the resistance in Chechnya was Zhokhar Dudayev, the only Soviet general of Chechen origin. High-ranked FSB officers claim that some of the field commanders have accomplished training at GRU. Moreover, according to Soviet data, during World War II, they frequently avoided service and refused to go to war. Sometimes they even fled to the mountains and joined local gangs. To this day, Chechnya is the only republic of Russia from where citizens are not drafted into the Russian army. The FSB also views the Chechen battalions with distrust and dislike. Many regard the alliance with Chechnya as a temporary lull, obtained only because the government flooded them with money. It is also extremely important to mention the understanding of Russian Special Service particularities, how an officer should be and look like. He must be reserved, have a neat appearance, and always be clean-shaven and short-cropped. Therefore, when officers see these battalions, it causes even more rejection. By the way, in the FSB, FSO, and many other special units, there is an unspoken law not to take Chechen natives for service and training in their institutes. This has been in place since the times of the Soviet Union. They are not assigned to protect the state border, serve in special services, or any other strategically important areas. That's all for today. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and push the like button. See you next week!